Well, we're here at a new club in MK Dons and just have the same old problems. We don't have a striker who can put the ball in the net. Hey, it's Mike, manager of MK Dons now at our new club, and welcome to Up the Ladder Season 4, Episode 4. I said that we were going to come back for our first two matches at MK Dons, but I changed my mind because we're already 4 episodes in, and we were only in beginning of November, I think, there. So to kind of spread them out a little bit, I decided, and to go till December and get at least get an idea of the squad, and then we can talk about what we need to do to improve in the transfer window. So we are now in near the end of December here, and this is what our form has looked like. A pretty standard form for a team of our stature in the game here. When did we take over? We were going to play Sunderland, I think. That doesn't seem right. I have to try to remember when we Middlesbrough. That's who we were going to play. So we've played a few games. This is where we came in. Was our first match against Middlesbrough. We've actually had quite a tough run. Middlesbrough is sitting. If it lets me do it, come on. It's sitting sixth in the championship right now. So we lost 2-1 to them away. Decent showing. O'Hara scoring on a corner kick. Then we lost 3-1 to Huddersfield. Huddersfield sitting at 16th, so they were around our spot. So that's one that we could have won. But again, Marlowe scoring that one, our midfielder, and our center defender being our two goal scorers here. Then we played really well against MK Dons, getting a sending off, second yellow card in the 92nd minute, so it didn't really affect it. Goals coming from Anderson and Naismith, our wingers. And then we had a good result against Fulham, a 2-2 draw away. We actually dominated that game. They scored in, I guess all the goals were early on, but they scored early on in the second half to tie it up. But we were, I think, the better team, especially being away. So that was a decent result for us. But then these games started coming real fast and thick. So next week we played Aston Villa, by far the best team in the league. So 2-0 loss away to Villa. It's not a bad result for us. We actually looked decent in there despite some of the ratings as well. And this Fulham game is where Charlie Brown scored, a striker. Uh, he's the only striker who scored and scored once. So yeah, Aston Villa. Blackburn again. We is like third in the league, and we played them 3 days after we played the first place team in the league. So we had a very tired bunch. Ended up losing 2-1 at home. Again, not a bad result. Dylan Marlowe scoring, our center midfielder, so still nothing much from our strikers. And then Blackpool was very disappointing. We were all over them, just dominating them, and then had David Griffiths sent off at the 47th minute. Just could not score again for the life of us. And then even after the sending off, all the highlights were us attacking. 8 shots, 3 on target, XG 0.5, and they scored in the 94th minute off a set piece near post corner to beat us 1-0. So we do have some poor form going on because we cannot score, and it's not going to get any better as we have had a little bit of a rest. We're fresh, but we play Newcastle, who are 10th in the league right now, but on the way up. They were near bottom before, so they've been working their way up, and Reading, who are 13th place in the league. So we've got a tough going for us here. We've been playing around with some different tactics. We've got 3 on the go now, and we are going to push here with a Gangan press, 4-2-3-1. Casimu's got a. How long is he? He should be able to go. So that is what we are going to start off with Newcastle, and we can move into either a route one defensive formation if we need in the second half, or our vertical tiki-taka, which we've been doing decent with. So this is our starting lineup. Fisher is still our goalkeeper. He's playing sweeper keeper. Lathrop hasn't played the last couple games because he needed rest. He refused to go on vacation, and eventually I just sent him on vacation. So he comes back into the side. O'Hara and Darling remain in the center mid. They've been actually solid for us throughout, so that hasn't changed much. Brill remains out on the left side. It's our attacking that's been the problem. Kasumu was injured when we looked at the squad, so I didn't look at him, but he's back in, one of our better midfielders, a 24-year-old Nigerian, 4-star current ability, 4.5 potential ability. He's been with us his whole career. Last season, 45 appearances, 6 goals, 6 assists. He's got 2 goals, 2 assists, and 18 appearances so far for us. Marlowe, I'm pretty sure we've looked at before. Dylan Marlowe will be our other center midfielder there. And then up in attacking will be Naismith out on the left-hand side. He's been good for us. Anderson usually plays out there, but he's not been playing well out there, so he comes in on the right-hand side. We did talk about Edwin Anderson, our loanee. And Matt O'Reilly comes up into an attacking midfield position. And Charlie Brown right now is our striker. Though actually I might change him because he's got a decent average rating. We'll put in Marquise again and give him a shot again. He hasn't played for the last few games because he wasn't doing anything. So maybe being on the bench will have motivated him to actually do a little bit better today. So those are that is the starting lineup for our game here, home against Newcastle, who are disappointing themselves in the league here, outside of a playoff spot. Had a very slow start, and so hopefully we are able to capitalize. They lost the last game against Peterborough, who were down near us here, so hopefully we can capitalize on maybe their poor locker room, poor atmosphere, though we too have a poor atmosphere. But it's not going to work as they cross it in. Our goalkeeper comes out, doesn't even get a hand on it, and it just falls right to Skov Olsen, who will put it into the net to put Newcastle up 1-0. Throw-in comes in. There Anderson crosses it in. He doesn't even actually jump for it. Fisher would have been sitting back to make that save. And we are quickly down 1-0 on their first shot attempt here in this game. No, I didn't play for set pieces on. But it's pretty even otherwise. A couple shots on for both of us. So we are still in this game. And Brill will have a throw-in. Which goes to O'Reilly, kind of, but loses out. Brill is not been good on throw-ins. One of our goals was him throwing it straight to the other opposition. So that is something to keep in mind here with Brill. But we escape unscathed from that one there. But all the highlights have been from Liverpool, and they have another one here as it gets thrown into Anderson, back to Longstaff, over to Devine, into Ncha, out to Devine, who's on the left-hand side. Easily gets that cross, and Fisher's there to save it this time around. We are going to demand some more from the side. They weren't big fans of demanding more, but it has been great looking for us. Brill will launch that up to Naismith. Naismith will get that into Marquise. Marquise will dribble that ball around over to Marlowe, who'll put it out to Brill. Brill will put it down the line to Naismith. Naismith takes it down that left-hand side, looks for the cross, gets blocked. Marlowe over to Marquise, into O'Reilly, who shoots from distance in a wonder shot from well out, top right corner. And what a goal from O'Reilly there. A beautiful shot. Brill gets that down the line to Naismith, who goes for the cross. It gets blocked, but it bounces out to Marlowe, who passes to Marquise, back to O'Reilly, takes a touch, and launches that into the top right-hand corner, probably about 20 yards, just over 20 yards out. And we are tied up 1-1 with Newcastle here. So that is looking much better already as we come into halftime tied here. Right. I'm happy with the performance so far. I think we are going to keep with the Kagan press for now because it is working. Our players are still in decent condition because Kasumu is going to have to come off probably shortly here. But he is fine for now. If he can, okay, now he's tired. We'll get it up into the 60th minute, which is going to come with no highlights. And we're going to make a quick change for Kasumu because he is tired. And for him, we will bring on... So usually we bring on Griffiths, but he's been suspended for 3 games now. So he is not in. I'm not sure who to bring in. Let's bring in, I guess, Steve Brown. We'll switch him up with O'Reilly, as he's more comfortable as an attacking midfielder, I believe. Well, maybe not. O'Reilly is much better in that attacking midfield, so we'll leave him up here. We'll leave him as a Carrillo. Yeah, that's the first change we'll make. Steve Brown making his first appearance for us here at MK Dons, an 18-year-old. Oh, I guess I could show you. Whoop, wrong keyboard. I guess I could show you him here. So we also are going to make a couple subs here in the 67th minute. But Steve Brown is an 18-year-old Iraqi. He's made 9 caps already for the team. 1.5 current ability, but a potential maybe 3.5 abilities. He's been with us the whole time. He's yet to make an appearance. This is his very, very first appearance in his career for us here at MK Dons. And he's not better in any other position. So we have O'Reilly is tired and Naismith is tired. Naismith also hasn't had the greatest game, so he's going to come off for Chris Morgan. It's an inverted winger. We're going to leave O'Reilly on right now because he's our best player out there. He's the one who has scored. As we continue to tick away here, 1-1 still against Newcastle is a pretty good result for us considering where we've been. Oh, we've got a highlight, so we'll throw Stands over the free kick. We'll pass it short to Brown. Brown will pass it over to O'Reilly. O'Reilly back to Brown. Brown into Marlowe. Over to Marquise. Some good passing play here. Marquise. It gets played through to Marquise, but just too far for him as their goalkeeper will come out for the ball. And we'll launch it forward for a counterattack. But Ball will win that, but it looks like he's going to get a second yellow for another red card. We do have stuck in. No, we don't even have stuck in on this time. All right, so we're dropping down into our custom Route 1. Luckily, I still have a substitution. So Steve Brown over for O'Reilly to come in there. Oh, gosh. What are we going to do? Alright, in the center. Jeez, I don't know what I'm going to do. Nurse is going to come in on the left back for Marlowe. We're going to go defensive. Stay center, not stuck in. Hold, yeah. In possession, pass it to space. More direct, and we will have the goalkeeper distribute quickly to try to do that. How quick is Marquise? Is he quick? He's alright. Good thing we still have that sub. I was about to use it so we can bring in a left back, as now we just have to hold on and hope for a draw here against Newcastle. So we go down to 10 men for the second game in the row, this time off a second yellow card. Great play by O'Hara, back to Fisher, who will launch that forward to Marquise, who's trying. He does beat and gets onto the ball. Down comes Marquise. He will shoot, and a save by Coleman. Here's what I say. We go on breakaways. We can't score. At least he hit the net. The amount of times Anderson here has gone down wide open and just not even gotten it close to net, like missing out wide here. Corner comes in, but Coleman's there to catch it. And that ends the highlight. We almost got them on the break there. But now Newcastle has a throw-in our end. Ribeiro throws it into Anderson, back to Ribeiro. Ribeiro will dribble in, get that over the Longstaff. Great tackle there. But it comes back to the other Longstaff, into the other Longstaff. And Scove Olsen out to Gibbons. Gibbons will play it into Longstaff, and just easy as you like, they pick us apart as we are down to 10 men and score to go up 2-1. I tell you, we look good in games, and then we get a red card. Whether it's 2 yellows or straight red. And it screws us over. And it's happened way too often this season. I usually have stuck in because they just don't make tackles unless I put on stuck in. I didn't even have stuck in on this time. They have a free kick to add some insurance to it, but Fisher comes out and collects that ball. He's going to pick it up and distribute it quickly. No, he's not, because our players are all bunched in the middle here. Spread out, boys. Fisher will launch that forward now. but it goes straight to their center back. Longstaff to Longstaff, out to Skov Olsen, who will carry it down that right-hand side. Hit the cross, but it gets blocked, and it comes out to Anderson, who's now out on the counter. Here comes Anderson. He's got someone wide open there, but he doesn't pass. He keeps holding on to the ball. He dribbles all the way down. Now he passes into Morgan, who shoots it, and Coleman will turn that aside because we are a team that cannot score for the life of us. Nurse will take the corner. He's going to hopefully hit that near post. He does not. Well, he does, but no one's there. And now Newcastle are going to counter on us, but a great tackle by Lathrop. It only goes as far as Longstaff. Darling's there to pick up that wayward pass. And ends the highlight there. So we've had a couple of chances once we've gone down to 10 men. We've put a good showing for ourselves again, but again, red cards are what's going to cost us getting some sort of result in this match, and that is very disappointing. 2 matches in a row where we've had someone sent off in games that we have been competing in, and that is unacceptable. So hopefully we can turn it around with a result against Reading, as we are now 5 matches without a win. All right, we're back a few days later for the match against Reading, and we are going to go with the gegenpress again to start here. Fisher will be in net. Lathrop remains out right. O'Hara, Darling in that center defense, and Nurse comes in on that left-hand side for the suspended player. Suspended Brill, a 24-year-old Englishman, is George Nurse. East has not got great rating. He's got good potential, but he has played quite well for us the last few times that I've brought him in. He's a 25-year-old Englishman. Came to us last year from Reading, in fact. He's made 12 appearances with 2 assists for us so far. Not a great average rating, but he's actually looked good in there and has been setting up a lot of stuff for us when he's been in there. Naismith comes out left, remains out left. Morgan comes in the right because Anderson is tired and he hasn't been playing well. Kasumu comes in as the attacking midfielder, as our goal scorer O'Reilly is exhausted, and so he's going to take a break today. And Marquise was decent up front, so he remains up front for this match here against Reading. And hopefully we can keep all 11 men on the pitch this time around, and hopefully get some points on the board. We got to hit that magic 50 marker to ensure safety, as it's usually that magic point. We're sitting at 24 points right now, but early chance there for Reading, just 45 seconds in off the corner, but they miss the net, and the highlight continues as Fisher will play it into O'Hara. O'Hara will go over to Darling. Darling will pass it out to Nurse. Nurse will carry it the left-hand side into Marlowe. Marlowe will get out wide to Naismith. Naismith will come down that left-hand side he beats his man, passes it into Nurse. Nurse will get his cross blocked, but it lands to Marquise, who wins the ball back after losing it. Marlowe finds Naismith. Naismith will cross it into Morgan, who will tap in the net, but I think Naismith was offside. Really good play for us. Barely offside. He was offside too, but the ball didn't go into him. But that was a tight offside, and that's unfortunate and go away. Off their kick, the highlights just continue, and it's now Reading has the ball. They will pass it up to Amiobi, who will put it in, a great ball into Bailey, but a great block there by someone, but a great block. And we continue on. Anyways, as long as we can avoid being relegated, we've got a really young team, and so I have to keep that in mind. There's so many 18-year-olds in our squad with great ability and good potential, so as long as we can just stay and hold on to avoid relegation for a few seasons, this team can be formed into a really good team. But we got to hold on to those players as well. Lathrop being one of those who throws it straight into one of their players, and now Reading looks to counterattack off a poor throw as they come down that left-hand side, passes it back to Gillespie into Brown. Brown will Amiobi again, a great ball into Bailey, and the save by Fisher. They're hitting us on the counter with some great passes, particularly from Amiobi in there. And so, in fact, I think we're going to quickly go to some opposition instructions here. And Amiobi has got to be closed down. All right, continuing on. Nope, they have the goal kick which they will launch forward. Nurse can't get onto that ball. It's got so many space, and he is going to just dribble it in. Great save by Fisher. Bounces out, and it's cleared out by Morgan. We also are going to drop back a little bit as they're getting balls in behind us. Continuing on, we have had lots of possession and just not hitting the net. Sound familiar? We will work the ball into the box now and see if that's going to help us out for a bit here as we come to the 40th minute. Fast-paced first half here so far, and we have another highlight. Nurse will throw that in Kasumu. Kasumu will get it across to East. East will pass it to nobody. But Ohio will pick that up to Marquise, who loses out in the air. Amiobi close him down. No, Amiobi easily runs past his man, comes down that right-hand side, passes out to Brown, who will cross it into Bailey, who will get there before Fisher and score that goal. And just don't trust sweeper keepers, and that's the reason why they come out and easily get beaten. Amiobi again, setting up everything back to Brown, who will cross it. Jaden Brown crosses in to Bailey, who gets his head on the ball, and Reading go up 1-0. The poor come out by Fisher. And we drop down into 20th place. Oh, we've hit the target, though, so that's something. Marquise hasn't been great. Kasumu hasn't been great in that attacking midfield role. Just come into the dressing room. Try to get their heads up. You can improve and see how this goes. As we come into the second half, way more shot attempts, but just not hitting the net. Probably all coming from quite the distance, it appears. And so far, nothing happened in the second half. We continue with the gegenpress, which might be something that we change out back into our tiki-taka. I only changed the gegenpress because they were complaining that I'm not playing attacking enough, but they're happy with my possession soccer, which is annoying because that is usually how it goes. We will bring in Anderson out onto the left for a tired Naismith. I keep saying his name different every time. And Steve Brown will come in for Kasumu, who is not playing great either. Those are the two changes we will make for now. As we come now into the 71st minute, we are going to bump up to attacking. But Cooper will have a kick for Reading. Easy run onto the ball there for their left wing, but we get a block of the shot. Morgan is exhausted now, so he will come off for Joe Mason, who will come out on the right. As play continues with nothing a lot going on, we've moved up to attacking. But again, 10 shot attempts, only 1 hitting the target. And that's a summary of this side. So as we come to the end of this game and we think about transfers and the transfer window coming up soon, striker is definitely the number one priority for us here. As we just, our strikers just do not score. We need, especially as a team who's tipped to be relegated, we need someone who can be clinical to take the chances that we get. We do get a lot of chances for a team that is considered to be relegation favorites, but we just cannot convert them. If we can convert some of those chances, then we will be in good shape. We will come at the end of the transfer window for our match against Swansea, and we'll play Brentford as well, and we'll go through some of the transfers. We do have a couple of transfers already secured of people coming in at the beginning of the month, and we'll chat about them at that transfer window. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time on Up the Ladder.